All right, man. Let's talk about the Detroit Lions playoff scenario real quick. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Increase your chance, get notifications. We go live or drop a video. So I know some people may not be clear on what's the scenario for Detroit Lions to get up into the playoffs. Obviously they started 1-6. So obviously that's put it behind the eight ball. You've had some games. Philadelphia was winnable. I think coaching kind of lost that game. I think as the season went on, Dan Campbell seeing that his aggression was affecting the team. I think that's what he's seeing. His aggression was affecting the team, and the defense and putting defense in the short field didn't help them statistically, and they looked worse than what they already were. And then defensively they had team wide they had a lot of injuries defensively. I mean, you're missing the whole defensive line, so people didn't understand. A team that already had depth issues because Bob Quinn and Matt Patricia stripped the team of all its depth. You know what I'm saying? So they already had depth issues. So then you continue, you say, well, then on top of that, we got injuries. Noah Anazor keeps the second most important player to, what they was going to be doing this year to be successful. So you get that out the way. Then you say, well, no Pascal, so that's another second round rookie back-to-back years. You don't have your second round pick, them high picks. Then you lose Romeo Core last year, who was a starter. You got to shaky start standing up, but then they went into an even front. So you think about that. They went into an even front, and that was going to benefit him. So he was injured. Then his brother was banged up coming to the season, Julian Ocore. That's a whole starting defensive line. And then Kaminsky got banged up. And then Charles Harris got banged up. You know what I'm saying? So looking at it from that aspect and that point of view, you had a lot of injuries. You know what I'm saying? And then you going for it on fourth down and you don't get it, and you giving your defense a short field to work on. That ain't never a good idea. And the defense wasn't great, but guess what? And also you was missing Melifano. You lost Tracy Walker, just lost Deshaun Elliott. You know what I'm saying? So once you think about it, a lot of guys that wasn't expected to step up, like James Houston and Malcolm Rodriguez and Aiden Hutchinson had a lot on his plate. A lot of guys had to step up. So that's experience. And in some of these guys, you found potential starters. And some of these guys, you found potential football players that's going to be contributing on a high level. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said before, now you finding team depth with the Lions. That's how you build depth. So now, some of these guys will be starters. Some of these guys are going to reserve roles. And then you turn around, you might need them to start because of injury next year. So that's how they building some really good team depth, by the way. But the scenario is this. The Packers win, they in. Seattle need the Packers to lose and to win versus the Rams. They play the Rams. Now, apparently, they had a close. They at home. Both these teams, Packers and Seahawks, at the crib. So, the Rams have already played the Seattle with Warford as the quarterback. All right, and they already played Seattle and they beat Seattle. When they lost to Seattle by 3. Now, at the end of the day, when you're in a situation where you win and you win, LA, I say that could be a lot of pressure on Seattle. And Geno Smith playing for money. So, they get to the playoffs, anything can happen. And Geno start balling, his bag gonna go way up. So they beat them with John Warford at quarterback. I don't know what happened to John Warford. Did he get injured or something? And that's why they got Baker Mayfield, because he was solid. So, I don't know why. I mean, I don't know what happened to him. So they say he might play his last game. So he was ruled out as a backup. So he done. So I don't know what his injury was, but he done. So that's why they went to go get Baker. But last time they played, Warford threw 2 picks. Cam Akers, he was solid. Obviously, no Stafford, no not Cole Beasley, but Cooper Cup. We can use them tomorrow. I mean on Sunday, but last time, whatever reason, Kenneth Walker must have got knocked out this game. And yesterday, he was very important in what they did with from what it looked like. And they had big games receiving from Lockett and DCAF. Lockett a little messed up. Disley, he injured. I mean, Noah Fant been coming on of lately. So, but yesterday, the Jets couldn't help us out and take care of business. Mike White, I don't know if he still was banged up or what. He threw 2 picks. So, he threw 2 picks. So, I mean, at the end of the day, we had, 16 other games to control our own destiny. Kenneth Walker went off yesterday, 23 for 133. So, they're a different team when he run the ball, but Gowan and Kabuki on the Seattle Seahawks too, former Lion. We had our own opportunities to control our own destiny, and now it's out of our hand. So, I still think the season was a success. I really don't come in with a lot of expectations for the season for the Lions. Don't come in with a lot of predictions or nothing like that. But, in a way, it still was successful if they don't make it. You know, so, but, uh, but yeah, I mean, we put ourselves in this bind. We did, so, but I still think they came a long way. And next year, expectations it's going to be big. But a lot of draft capital, a lot of money, a lot of people have a lot of expectation. A lot of people going to have a lot of expectations. You know, a lot of people have a lot of expectations, doing it rightfully so. Rightfully so. This city been waiting for the Lions to bust out of there. But we could play spoiler, you know, or like I talked about earlier, they can actually play it safe, rest their guys. You know what I'm saying, and play for next season. I know nobody want to hear that, but you got to remember it can help their draft position too. They own pick, so that's kind of like the double edge. That's kind of like the double edged sword. That's the double edged sword. That's the double edged sword right there. Is that you know even if Seattle beat the Rams, okay, you knocked out the playoffs because you didn't beat Seattle head up, cool. But the thing about it too is that the Rams draft position get bumped up a little bit, so your pick become better. So it could be either way. It's a good thing. I know people want to make the playoffs and you're tired of playing for draft position. People think the Lions get in, anything can happen, and it could happen. But the way that defensive line playing and people running through them, I ain't sure. But I would love to see them get in the playoffs. It's more content for me before I got to start off-season talk. So I would love for them to get in. But the other side of it is, you know, the other side of it is they could be in a position in which, Seattle beat them, they draft pick improve. So in a way, depending on how you look at it, it's a win-win for Detroit, however you cut the cake. It's a win-win. And then on top of that, bare minimum, you can stop the Los Angeles, you can stop the Packers from getting to the playoffs too. So that's still sweet. That's still real sweet. That's still real sweet. So I think it's a real sweet deal. But how much more bigger would that game be? How much more bigger would that game be with all the marbles on the line? Think about that. Win and you win. It'll be a hell of a way for the Lions to show the city of Detroit in the National Football League they not SOL no more. In a win and you win scenario with with them, and this game is just this game gonna come back to this game that haunted them. It's one of those games you get in there, it's a winnable game, and they don't win it. So but but yeah, it's a lot of confidence coming in next year. But that's kind of what you want. You hope the Rams could pull it off, and you get into a game, you win versus Green Bay. I think that's the best scenario. I think that's the best thing that can happen for the city of Detroit, and Lions truly can prove that it's not the SOL possibly could be on its way to dead and gone. So let me know what you girls and guys think. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live or drop a video. Financially, want to support the channel. Cash App, $sign CJ Good 313. Venmo CJ Good 313. PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, everywhere I'm at on social media. Appreciate the love, support. Peace.